Deep in the heart of the jungles of Southeast Asia lies the remnants of a civilization that once dwarfed almost every other power on Earth. Today we are diving into the story of Southeast Asia's lost superpower, the Khmer Empire. To understand just how massive this empire was, you have to look at modern-day Cambodia. This was the heartland of the Khmer, and at its peak, it stretched across parts of Thailand, Laos, and Vietnam. Their capital was Angkor, a name that still echoes with mystery and grandeur. During the Middle Ages, while many European cities were struggling with mud and tiny populations, Angkor was the largest pre-industrial city in the world, housing nearly 1 million people. It was an urban sprawl like no other, centered around a series of magnificent stone structures that still stand today as a testament to their incredible ambition. The rise of this empire didn't happen by accident. It all started back in the 9th century when a king named Jayavarman II declared himself a universal monarch, effectively unifying the various smaller principalities into one cohesive state. Over the next few centuries, a line of powerful and visionary kings took the throne. They didn't just rule through fear. They unified the region through a mix of military dominance and clever diplomacy. They built a professional army that was feared across the region. But they also realized that true power came from controlling the economy. By dominating the trade routes between China and India, the Khmer kings funneled massive wealth into their treasury, allowing them to transform the landscape of Cambodia into a monument of their divine right to rule. One of the most mind-blowing aspects of the Khmer Empire was their mastery of engineering, which is best seen in the construction of Angkor Wat. This is officially the largest religious monument in the entire world, and seeing it in person is a life-changing experience. It wasn't just a place of worship, it was a representation of the Hindu universe in stone. But the real genius wasn't just in the temples, it was in the water. The Khmer were masters of hydraulic engineering. They built an intricate network of massive reservoirs called braes and thousands of canals. These systems allowed them to store monsoon rainwater and distribute it during the dry season, ensuring their people never went hungry. This level of environmental control was centuries ahead of its time and was the secret ingredient to their long-term survival. This agricultural success led directly into the empire's golden age. Because they could harvest rice 3 or 4 times a year, the empire was swimming in wealth. This surplus of food meant more people could focus on things other than farming. We see an explosion in advanced architecture, intricate stone carving, and a vibrant culture that blended local traditions with influences from India. They traded silk, spices, and precious stones with neighboring kingdoms, making Angkor a melting pot of ideas and commerce. It was a time of absolute peak prosperity where the Khmer influence was the dominant force across the entire mainland of Southeast Asia. However, as the old saying goes, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. By the late 14th century, the cracks began to show. The empire started facing intense pressure from regional conflicts, specifically from the rising Thai kingdom of Ayutthaya. These constant wars drained the treasury and exhausted the population. But the final blow might have come from nature itself. Recent studies show that the region suffered from extreme climate volatility, shifting from decades of severe drought to sudden, massive monsoons. This destroyed the delicate canal systems that the empire relied on. Without their water management, the agriculture failed, the city became unsustainable, and the power of the Khmer kings slowly withered away, until the capital was eventually abandoned to the jungle. Even though the empire fell, its legacy is immortal. Today, Angkor Wat isn't just a tourist destination. It is the soul of Cambodia and a symbol of national pride. You can see the Khmer influence in the dance, the food, and the architecture of almost every country in Southeast Asia. They proved that with enough vision and engineering brilliance, a civilization could thrive in one of the most challenging environments on the planet. The Khmer Empire stands as one of history's greatest civilizations, a reminder of a time when the jungle belonged to a superpower. Thanks so much for watching this journey into the past. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, make sure to follow and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's most incredible lost empires. See you in the next one.